Carla Lehman Photography, and I'm on the road with Rumble Alberta, and I have found like this oasis in the forest, and I am never coming back. I am in Zama City, and it is not a city, it's a little tiny hamlet, but it has the coolest thing ever. There are bison just wandering around and hanging out. There's actually a sign that says, please do not pet the fluffy cows, so I won't try and pet them, but I am going to be photographing them a lot. So, of course, I'm here with Ride Like a Local, sponsored by Travel Alberta, sponsored by Rumble Alberta, and a huge sponsor for this is Mackenzie Frontier Tourism. I am here with Lisa Wardley. Thank you so much, first of all, for having us. This is incredible. Like, I am like a little kid here. I love this place so much. Can you please tell me a little bit about yourself, first of all?
Okay. My name is Lisa Wardley, and I am a Mackenzie County Councillor for a very long time, representing Zama Ward 10, and I'm also Director on Mackenzie Frontier Tourism. So I'm a very big tourism northern advocate.
Love it. Mm-hmm. I can see why. It's like incredible out here. It's God's country, absolutely. Can you tell me a little bit, actually, just about where we are right now and this little structure, which is really awesome.
So we're in the Zama City Campground. The campground's been here for quite a few years. It was built by volunteers and supported by Mackenzie County as well. And the little cabins that we're sitting in right now were actually part of the forestry camp in Fort Vermilion that got flooded last year in the big flood in Fort Vermilion. Oh. And so if you actually look, there's one beam that's still the same color as the original structure.
Okay.
So we took them and we added, of course, the decks and the roof and the the cover deck on the front and set them all up, and now there are glamping units at the campground here in Zama.
Which is fabulous, which is my home for tonight. So the girls and I are glamping in the cabins at the campground, and it's wonderful. And right beside the campground is the Zama City Park.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, that was a hard one. The park.
The park.
Yeah. And we can go fishing in there. They have disc golf. We actually found some paddle boats. And your, what do they call those? The building.
The shelter.
The shelter. Yeah. So I'm not an idiot, honestly. It is so cute, and you have Edison bulbs in there. Why have you guys set it up like that?
So back quite a few years ago, we used to have an outdoor pool. So it was a covered outdoor pool for years, and the rec board ran it with donations and fundraising and all the rest of it. And it was, high snow load one year, we lost the pool.
Oh.
So it came down to a community decision on whether we rebuild the pool or actually build something different. So we actually took the insurance money out of that and built that amazing shelter. And so that's sort of our community summer. We use it in the wintertime as well, but that's sort of the community hub for the summer.
Oh, that's
so that's
awesome.
where the barbecue comes from, and the lights and the all of that kind of thing, and the deck on the outside. And it's sort of situated between the swimming pond and the fish pond. The fish pond is stocked every second year by Alberta Fish and Wildlife, which is awesome. So it's rainbow trout. And then the swimming hole on the other side, of course, you mentioned the paddle boat, and we have the dock there, and so it's the part to cool down.
I may not want to go for a dip. It's a little chilly. But we're definitely going to hit the paddle boats for sure. Mm-hmm. So what can you tell us about some of the really cool things to see and do around here? Aside from the campground.
Aside from the campground. We're Alberta's most northern community. We have the most northern library, which is amazing. We even have I'm also involved with the library, so I'm a little bit biased, but we do have a pretty amazing library. The bison, which are the part of the Hazama bison herd, which is a protected herd, in partnership with Denetaw First Nation. That is just to the south of us. Actually, when you came in, you probably drove kind of past Meander River, which is one of the Denetaw communities. Yeah. And so back quite a few years ago, they actually brought in pure disease-free wood bison. with the point of actually reintroducing them to the region. And so they were kind of huddled around that Château area, which is just to the southwest of us. And the rumor is they broke through the fence and got out and have, kind of now taken over the whole northwest corner. So a lot of the times they're kind of like Jasper's elk.
Yes.
They can all of a sudden see them walking down the road or in your backyard, or they probably leave a little bit more mess than Jasper's elk. But
their piles are a little bigger,
yeah.
I noticed. Yes.
They are. But, the community is definitely very protective of them. We've kind of, there are Hazama bison. So as you noticed around town, and if you're at the store, everything's bison related.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
So we have a merchandise program that we use for a fundraiser to help build the facilities that we have here in town and run events and that kind of thing. And it's kind of all filtered around those bison. The Bistu area is also, we have Bistu Lake, which is north of here, which is a fly-in fishing. They have a fly-in fishing lodge north of here, which is amazing. They have amazing fishing up there. We're also home to the caribou, Bistu caribou. So the caribou range, we actually sit in the Bistu Lake caribou range. And so that's kind of cool. And
That's
so wildlife
really
is
cool.
amazing. We have the Hazama Wildland Park, which is just to the south of here, which is the crossing point of a bunch of different migratory bird routes. So birding in the north is pretty substantial. So it's kind of a, community in the bush that we all call home and love pretty.
And really just has so much adventure.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many things to do here and so worth the drive. You were also telling me that the University of Alberta came out here and did some sonar and some, what did you call the other thing?
Audio recording units.
Audio recording units.
So we've had
It's
a couple
been a long day. I
Yeah.
need some coffee.
So there's a Keurig in the.
I know. We're going to have coffee. We have our own Keurig in our cabins.
So ABMI, so Alberta Biodiversity Monitoring Institute. Actually, we've partnered with them in a couple different things, with a different hat that I wear. But they were out here actually this spring, and they had audio recording units set up around the community and around town, and then sonar units looking for bat species. And we're hoping that we can kind of see some of that data that they pulled in the new year, and be able to kind of build from that and find out, where are there actual bird hotspots that we could actually set up blinds to be able to put in photographers and
Right.
bird watching and that kind of thing. But
This really is a nature lover's, a photographer's, a birder's paradise here. I am so excited to be heading out with my camera before too long here, actually, before the sun goes down, and getting some shots. And I got some amazing shots of the bison. That's how I know how big their poops are. And one of the Rumble Alberta Tour challenges actually in Zama is to take a selfie with a bison. Please don't walk up to them and stand right beside them and take a selfie. Be in a safe place. Do it from the safety of your vehicle or near your vehicle. They seem to be pretty chill for bison, but still, they're pretty big dudes. You don't want to be getting in their face. Mm-hmm. Anything else you could tell us about your area of which you're extremely proud?
I think just everything is the people. The people is what makes this community pretty amazing. And, we're kind of re-identifying ourselves. We were an oil and gas community for a long, long time, over 50 years.
Yeah.
And, so with the downturn in energy, we're, trying to kind of do that reinvention. And it's pretty exciting to see what we're going to be doing for the next 50. So
I'm really excited. I am going to be back here as often as I can. I love it, and I will be driving. I think it's probably a 9 or 10 hour drive from my place to here, but I'm going to get here as often as I can. And I have to honestly say, as soon as we pulled into Zama, we pulled the vehicle over just so we could check out all the challenges and all the things we wanted to do. Immediately somebody pulled up and said, "Hey, are you guys okay? Do you need a hand?" And I thought, that is small town.
Yeah.
That's what small town life is all about, and small town hospitality. So I want to thank you so much for hosting us. We are having so much fun, and we have met the most incredible, kind people on this tour, and we're just so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much. Again, Lisa Wardley of Mackenzie Frontier Tourism, and I am Carla Lehman of Carla Lehman Photography, here for Rumble Alberta and Ride Like a Local.
You may be from Alberta, but have you really seen Alberta? With its vast vistas and stunning locale, get acquainted with what Alberta has to offer by experiencing Alberta through the eyes of a tourist.
Hello, everybody. I'm Carla Lehman of Carla Lehman Photography, and I have found a true oasis in the woods. I am doing my road tour for Rumble Alberta, and sponsored by Ride Like a Local, and also sponsored by Cabin in the Woods Bed and Breakfast, and by my new friend Lena. And this is her place, and it is absolutely incredible. Lena, first of all, I want to thank you so much for having us and
You're
for inviting
welcome.
us here to your
Pleasure.
home.
Pleasure to have you.
It's fabulous. So we're in Lacrete, Alberta, and it is truly a unique little town. It is beautiful, and it is warm and inviting. My husband spends a lot of time here, and he has always said, when you get to Lacrete, you are going to love it because everybody is so gracious. And you are just the most gracious hostess, and
thanks.
haven't forgotten anything. Like, it was so welcoming when we walked in. We stayed in the tiny cabin. Right now we are standing on the veranda of the log cabin.
Yes, I call this a log cabin.
Okay,
The
and
other one is a tiny house.
oh, the tiny house, sorry. The tiny house. And it's not really very tiny. It is perfection personified. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got your start and which building came first?
This one was built by my husband John in 2008.
Okay.
And we had it just in the back of our yard there from 2008 till 2015.
Okay.
But it has always been kind of my dream to actually have a bed and breakfast, host people, kind of make
Right.
it a little oasis for them. So in 2015, I said to John, I think I'm ready. Can we do a bed and breakfast? So then we cleared this piece of land here. This was all just trees.
So this was all treed
All treed in.
Okay.
So we opened it up, brought the log cabin here. And then in 2019, I said I would love to do another cabin, but a totally different design, taste, different decor, different,
Right.
because that's more of the 1950 style in there.
in? Yeah,
We did that
incredible.
one 2019.
2019. Okay.
Mhm.
And you have visitors coming from all over to stay with you?
Yes, I have had visitors from Mexico, from Singapore,
Wow.
from southern Alberta, from Ontario. I had honeymooners from Ontario.
Oh.
So it's pretty
Oh,
exciting
so
to meet all
romantic.
these people.
Yes.
Very exciting.
Yeah, and now you have some visitors from north central Alberta.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about Lacrete, about the area?
Like we have seasons, right? So our
Yes.
seasons are very different. Winter, when they come up for winter, they still get to see the northern lights. Christmas time, there's a lot of shopping, home style shopping, a lot of homemade gifts.
Oh, wonderful.
A lot of vendors come out.
Right.
A lot of skating, sledding,
Okay.
cross-country skiing
Yes.
close by.
And of course, wildlife watching for the
Wildlife,
photographers.
always,
There's tons of
yes.
wildlife out here to photograph. And there is an event being held this weekend as well, correct?
Yes, and then fall we have actually Get to Know You Night first of all, and then Fall Fair, and now we have Pioneer Days. Pioneer Day is an all-day event, all ages.
Oh, fabulous.
A lot
And
of
that's
food
coming up
venues. Now Saturday.
Saturday, which would be
With-
September...
What is Saturdays?
I'm not even sure.
September 11th.
September 11th.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So that's exciting.
very
And then in
exciting.
summertime, there's always the campfires out here. And actually the northern lights, you can actually see them right from this property.
Oh,
outside.
fabulous.
I had a guest in my cabin looking outside from the bedroom, and she saw the northern lights.
And she saw them.
So-
Oh, I did look last night. I didn't see anything
Okay.
last night, but I was very tired as well.
Yes.
Okay, and so are you offering any incentives for Rumble Alberta visitors?
Not at the moment.
Okay,
Not
Okay.
at the moment.
but your fabulous continental
Yes.
breakfast for sure. Okay, but
And I always give my guests a lot of information what's happening when there's events happening around the area.
yes, and that was the first thing actually we discussed when we
Okay,
pulled up. You
perfect.
had told us all about what was happening in the area in the next few days, which was really nice, and I appreciated that. Lena, I want to thank you so much for welcoming us here. It truly is like a home away from home. We have just felt so welcomed and so appreciated, and you are just beyond gracious and very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Fort McMurray Wood Buffalo, where life takes shape.
Hey everybody! Today I am in Smith, Alberta, and I have found one of the true hidden gems of the North, literally. I'm Carla Lehman of Carla Lehman Photography, and I am touring all through Alberta for Rumble Alberta, sponsored by, in part, by Chars Railway Cafe, and also sponsored by Travel Alberta, and of course by Ride Like a Local. So I'm here this morning to talk to Char because we got in kind of late last night and had the most incredible meal, and I'm going to talk to you all about what we ate, and I probably won't need to eat for a week after my meal last night. But I want to introduce you to Char, and I want her to tell us a little bit about, first of all, this amazing community she lives in, but her restaurant and the labor of love she just took on this past weekend, hosting a concert, which is seriously cool. So I'd like to introduce you to Char.
Hi everybody.
So, Char, tell us a little bit about your restaurant, first of all, how it came to be, what you offer in the restaurant. Like, the menu is like 100 pages long, I swear to God. And the food's incredible. So if you could just tell us a little bit about your restaurant, about the history. Is it actually an old railway station?
It is not. It's actually an old bar. So there was no windows in here. It was just, it had been vacant for some time. So we just came in a month before opening and we put in new windows, installed all the equipment.
Wow.
It's been a work in progress, of course, and that was in May of 2019.
Okay.
And it was only initially supposed to be a 6 to 2 little coffee shop with sandwiches and such. And before I even got opened, I got offered contracts for forestry and a few other companies, and we were working 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
That's incredible. I actually was very surprised coming here on a holiday Monday, on Labor Day Monday, and finding you guys still open at 8 o'clock when we rolled in for supper. But the meal was incredible. So I'm not exaggerating when I say your plates are about that big when they come, and they are loaded. The meals are incredible. You can tell that everything is homemade, home cooked. The coleslaw, will you share your recipe with me?
I wouldn't do that, no.
Doggone it! It is so good. You need to make the stop here just to try the coleslaw. It is absolutely delicious. Char, can you tell us a little bit about the event that we were just talking about that you hosted on Friday night?
Friday night we hosted Grande here in Smith at the Ag Center. He did a tribute concert to Conway Twitty. We almost sold out all our tickets. Out of 500, we sold 446.
That's amazing.
Which is amazing in a town that has 200 and odd people.
That's incredible.
So we put that on. It was a very, very long day, and then the fall fair, the weekend. Yeah, it was busy.
So it was a busy weekend. But you yourself
I myself hosted the concert.
Yeah. That's amazing. And so, what are some of your reasons for doing something like that?
For my community.
For your community.
For my community. Everything I do is for my community.
Yeah, that makes me emotional. Everything about a small town is about community. And what I've seen coming into Smith is the kindness of the people here, the friendliness, the openness to share and to tell us about the history of the town. And in fact, I spoke to several people when I told them I was coming to Smith. They said you have to go to Chars to eat because it's the best place to eat. So it was incredible. What can you tell us about our community? What are some of the must-sees here?
don't really leave the restaurant very often.
Okay, just for sightseeing, like where's somewhere kind of cool we could go?
If you could go down, we have an old bridge down the back road here. It's old, but it's very pretty. It goes over the Athabasca River.
Nice.
Very, very nice.
Okay, we'll have to stop and check that out.
There's lots of like old farmhouses, and you tour all around.
Okay.
Outside of Smith, there's a museum right beside the other restaurant in town, by the gas station there.
Okay, we'll have to stop and check that out. I did stop and see the little church. It is
That is
really
really cool.
It is
Yeah.
really cool. It looks like it's built actually of timber.
So
It's
yeah, that's an old church.
Like a chinked log. Yeah, it's really, really cool. And still operating, which is really neat too. So if people want to find you online, if they were trying to locate you, to call ahead and check your hours or availability, how could they find you?
We have a Facebook page, Chars Railway Cafe.
Okay.
And we have a website. However, I'm not very techy, so it's not necessarily always up to date.
Okay,
All our
awesome.
menus are on Facebook.
Perfect. Oh, even better. So people could actually, if they were driving,
Yep.
starving, they could call ahead, order, and you'd have their meal
Have that
ready.
happen as well. Yep.
Nice. Okay, perfect. And what are you offering Rumble Alberta tours?
15% off all their entrees.
Fabulous. Awesome. Okay. And honest to goodness, your portions are so big. Like I felt like I was eating at my grandma's house. It was wonderful.
That's what we want. We
Yeah.
want people to feel at home when they come here.
That's perfect. So I want to thank you so much, first of all, for sponsoring Rumble Alberta. Second of all, for the incredible meal. I'm not going to thank you for the coleslaw recipe because obviously I'm not going to get it. It is so good. You have got to try it. It is like rich and creamy and it's delicious. I can't go on enough about it. But I do want to thank you so much for hosting us. It's been fabulous and such a pleasure to meet you.
It's been great to meet you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.